Welcome to Forex Films. Today is August 9th, 2011, and we have a chart of the Euro US dollar here because today is an extremely important day for the US dollar and therefore the Euro dollar, since it makes up such a large chunk of the US dollar index. And the reason for this being is we have the FOMC rate decision later today. Rate decision is actually of zero importance. What is of importance is potential talk of QE3. I've heard a lot of people talking about there's no way they can not announce QE3. I'm not going to comment on the likelihood of that. The only thing I'm concerned about is where to trade from here, how to make money on the decision either way. On this monthly chart, I have pulled this up because yes to QE3 or no to QE3 could make a very long-term decision here. If we do get QE3, it's likely that the US dollar will continue falling. And this whole pattern here, since the beginning of May, would likely be a consolidation pattern, either B wave or X wave. It's not really certain until we see this last move up, but that would lead us to at least 154, 155, and really there's nothing that could hold us back from breaking this 1.6000 top, though I find that unlikely because this move down 2007, 2008 to 2010 is most likely an A wave, so B wave could break that top, but I'm not going to target that at least until we get much closer to 1.55, if that even happens. See, if we say there's going to be no QE today, the US dollar could surge higher, which means the long-term trend could be reversed and we could be heading down more to 1.15, 110 and below. So this is very important. On the shorter term, which we'll go to now, 4-hour chart, you can see today we're just having consolidation, retracement. There is still no clear direction. You really have to break 1.4050, 1.4 to get more acceleration to the downside. Another very exciting mover is the Australian dollar. When we broke this low here at 104, that really destroyed any bullish hopes, and the super bullish hopes like 1.15 were destroyed all the way up here when we broke 108. But now that we're looking down, we've already crossed parity and bounced back very quickly. So I think this is more of looking for a good point to sell at. We come to the daily chart. We've almost totally erased all our progress in this last move up, and this month has had bigger range. Checking out the monthly, this month has had the biggest range since like 2008, now that we're bearish again. And now that we're looking at breaking parity, this is a very long-term three-wave pattern and could easily lead to a drop below 0.5. Dollar yen. The bullish hopes of this being a bullish pattern have been crushed. We could still have a renewed correction to the upside, but this just goes to show that we are still in a long-term downtrend, as I think we will be in for years. I'm still trading the short, as I have been since the intervention and before. I'm just making sure I have a trailing stop on this because we have intervention by the Bank of Japan. Plus, on the long-term scale, if you look at my Elliott wave analysis, more medium-term scale, you can see that soon we will be due for a larger scale correction. So you don't want to get caught off guard by that. Pound dollar. I'm really liking this to the short side because of this movement here. Actually, it's really short or long, but if we break out to the bottom of this, I'm very bearish, and if we break out to the top, I'm bullish, at least temporarily. I think we'll probably be stopped closer to 1.66. Dollar Swiss, I've actually made a special video on this. Please check that out. But it looks like we're potentially approaching another bottom, but it's hard to say, and we just need to keep our eye on this for signs of strength. Dollar CAD, much the same as the Aussie dollar, only like a mirror image. As you can see, we've broke all the way through this entire three-wave corrective pattern down, and this is very bullish. We also broke only very slightly through parity at this point, but we could see a correction and then renewed bullishness on this pair. I think this is probably the top of a shorter term wave 3, even though it's a very powerful move. It's most likely very small relative to how large this move is actually going to be. Last but not least, New Zealand dollar, and I've counted this as a expanding diagonal pattern, but we've broken all the way through the bottom, which is common for any diagonal to have a very sharp reversal that completely retraces it. Now we have once again a chance for retracement, and then it's time to get very bearish once again. You can check out several other diagonal pattern examples, which I may post to the site later, and that will give us a good clue on how to trade this move coming up next. Thanks for watching. Keep your eye out for the FOMC language, and we'll see if we can't make more money off this next big move.